All right, welcome everybody to the March meeting of the Wireless Technology Forum. Thanks for coming. Can you believe it's March already? No, me either. I was in South Georgia today, and my car was covered with pollen, so I can tell you we are probably 6 or 7 days away from the big pollen dump. So again, we always want to talk about our annual sponsors. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. They sponsor us for the entire year. Great names, great partners. Appreciate it if you would support them. And then in particular, tonight's meeting sponsors, IBM, Agilco, and Windows Phone. We appreciate their sponsorship. And then we're going to dive right into our next item is the Wireless Technology Forum Startup Corner. So as you know, yes, we're going to talk about big themes in our meeting tonight, but every meeting we like to encourage the startup community in Atlanta, and that's part of our kind of one of our missions is we want to promote Atlanta as a great startup and wireless and mobile community. So to that end, we're going to have Darren Pottinger come up, and he is going to give us his 2-minute pitch on BodyBoss. So Darren, I've lost my countdown timer, so I'm going to use my watch. So you're going to come on up. All right, go ahead, Darren. Welcome, Darren, to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Pottinger, and I am the co-founder of BodyBoss, the intelligent personal trainer that tells you exactly what to do to get lean and sexy with absolutely no guesswork. Now, does this remind you of anyone? If your life is anything like mine, then you wake up, sit in bumper-to-bumper traffic, work at your desk for 8 to 10 hours, and then come home hungry and exhausted. You want to look lean and sexy like all your favorite athletes, actors, and entertainers, but it's just so hard, and you've tried everything. Books, magazines, maybe even an application or two, but you still don't have the results that a hardworking person like yourself deserves. What exercise should I do? How long should I run? What food should I eat? When should I eat them? I wish someone would just tell me what to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you need fret no longer because my team and I have developed BodyBoss. With BodyBoss, you can take a body that has a little bit of that and transform it into a body that has a lot of this. Now, I know what you're...
Our moderator tonight is Mari. Mari, come on up. Mari is no stranger to our group, past president and one of the co-founders, as you can see, of the group. So we're happy to have him back and go to MC tonight's session. So Mari, go ahead and take over for us and get us going.
Thank you, Merrill. I co-founded this group 7 years ago, and I've never been asked to take my shirt off. But actually, I was... I used to do this thing with my kids, you know, on Saturday Night Live. We pump for you, you know, and they used to get a big kick out of it. So, and I can make my pecs go up and down at will. Okay, so I can do that, like the Arnold thing. So, just to tee it up for you, what is mobile marketing? You know, so there's a definition here, but I'll just give you some quick examples so we can set the stage because there's no real clear definition of mobile marketing, although it's using the mobile devices as a channel to market to enterprises, consumers, whatever. So we started with SMS. How many people out there have ever gotten an SMS message on their phone that was marketing? Yeah. And with that, I'd like to ask Marcy Troutman to come up and be on our panel. Marcy's the CEO of Site Minis Incorporated, and she's the founder of Shudan Design Group, and she worked on the internet team at the Home Depot. Sylvia France. Sylvia's got her own company, Evolving Circus, and she's a past marketing manager at the Home Depot where she was specifically focused on the mobile aspect of it. I'm going through this quickly because we want to get to the questions and to your questions. And then we have Mark Emery, who is a subject matter mobile expert at Definition 6 and previously worked at Neighborhood America, which is one of the largest social networking and mobile marketing firms. That I come to you and I say, I want to get into mobile marketing. Where do I start?
My first question to you would be, what is your goals and objectives? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to sell something? Is it a promotion-based? So you really have to, with a very limited budget, decide what you're trying to accomplish and do it very well.
Okay. Mark, how would you answer that for one of your clients?
I would probably ask what they're doing with the mobile web. Typically, when our clients ask us questions like that, what they want to do is dip their toe into mobile. And what's the first thing that happens when you dip your toe into anything? You immediately pull it out and recoil at how cold whatever it is you're dipping their toe in, which is too often what happens in mobile and why so many initial implementations are kind of one-and-done mobile executions.
Okay. Marcy?
And my first response would be the mobile web, just for the reach and frequency, just so that you can measure what your consumers are doing on mobile, who's going to what phone, and so that you can actually put a strategy together with your SMS campaigns and your QR code campaigns that may be tied to all of your print and advertising media pieces. Those can actually produce landing pages on the mobile web that would allow you to prove an ROI and foot traffic to the mobile, through the mobile web, that you can bring back to your accounting department for that extra zero.
Okay, so you mentioned the word ROI, the acronym, and that's the key thing here. So I just saw where Nielsen and some of the other heavyweights or ComScore are trying to come up with metrics that everybody agrees to for mobile marketing, click-through metrics, page views, time on site, all these kinds of things.
In the companies that we've been working with, and we've seen this as an example, if you're going to put if you're going to market a product, we'll just use a movie, HBO movie, or an HBO show, we'll use that show Luck. We're in New York City, and they have a sign on the bus stop. They have brochures in all of the hotels, and they have billboards, and they have ads on the television, and none of that has anything to do with mobile. There's no QR code, there's no SMS. There's no way for that to be taken mobile and for someone to port it out in mobile and walk away with it, watch a preview, and see if they really want to see it.
The measurement issue at the Home Depot is a little bit more complex because we have different assets, what we would consider mobile. So we have the application itself on the iPhone, Windows Phone 7, and Android. That's one mobile asset. We also have m.homedepot.com, which is our, just our mobile website. So you kind of have conflicting measures within the same mobile group. So the app folks want to know what downloads is. What is the engagement? How long do, people spend on the site?
So what you're saying is that I may do research on my mobile phone, but then ultimately come in the store and buy it or order it, and it's difficult to connect those two together.
Correct.
All of your billboards or whatnot, we're on mobile now. Come and see us on mobile.
Well, it's
not a standalone piece, right?
Well, it's so important that, it's kind of interesting that I was actually on, even though I was a
Mark,
marketing...
you will get a word in here in just a minute.
Eventually.
I anticipated this, actually.
It was kind of interesting that within this...
The orange-painted women to your right, yes. Mark, I'll let you chime in here and tell me how your clients are measuring mobile, and are they just going into it because mobile, everybody's carrying around a smartphone, they need to be there, or?
There's a little bit of that, and frankly, there's a lot of reluctance and fear around metrics in mobile. And I think a lot of that is because, and as with most industries, when they're in their infancy, you have a lot of vendors sort of grappling for the same territory, whose primary differentiator is their ability to create fear in the minds of their customers. So there's quite a bit of trepidation around how do we measure mobile, but I would contend that, and you heard it a lot up here already, that there's so many different things you can do in mobile, that depending on what you're doing, it can be relatively easy to get ROI, and the fact that this question is still being asked, how do you measure ROI in mobile is confounding to me. It'd be like asking in 1998, what is the ROI of the internet? That depends on what it is that you're trying to measure. So that kind of question to me is posed by clients who are typically just so afraid of doing anything in mobile that they're looking for any reason to not do it. So you always have to, the bottom line is you always have to dig deeper.
Yeah, and I guess that at the end of the day, it's not the technology itself, it's how you implement it. We talked about QR codes, and I've seen a lot of really bad campaigns where you click on a QR code, you scan it, and it takes you to a mouse-type site that's not mobile optimized. So, no one's ever going to scan that code again, but yet we've seen examples of people using QR codes for great results. I'd like to open it up to the audience.
My name's Walt. I'm actually with AT&T, so I was going to ask a question about, as far as advising your clients, on some of the technologies that you're using, are you advising them to use solutions that detect the type of smartphone they're coming in on, and grabbing analytics to do that? And then also, are you advising them to have the consumer fill out a simple web form on their sex, their age, their gender, anything like that, or is that something that you're not advising on? So those are the two questions I had.
First one, yes.
Yes.
The second one, forms on mobile devices are bad.
Yeah, the shorter the better on mobile. But so Maury works with a QR code company as well, and he knows this. So it's difficult to kind of SMS, I think, and then QR codes. I think it's going to get better with QR codes to capture like a phone number or capture data, right?
I have a client who has we just launched a mobile commerce website for them. They are our hotel chain, La Quinta, who is so convinced that filling out a form on a mobile device is so lousy that they invented an entirely new booking paradigm. So you can actually hold a hotel room on your phone through La Quinta by entering your 10-digit phone number and nothing else. And you literally show up. You just show up to the hotel and you give them the phone number because they have it in their registration database, and that's how you book your room.
It's all about making it easy and quick for people.
And I was buying a $150 item, and I was like, damn, I forgot my 20% off Blue Flyer that I have 100 of in my house. But they had it right at the register. They said, hey, well, you can, text this short code or text this keyword, which sent me to a URL, which sent me to a mobile form that I had to put in my demographic information, which then popped up another barcode, which they then scanned with the register, and then I did get my 20% off.
So
there was something in it for me that I actually filled that form out, but that's what I was curious about, whether that was...
Well, see, one of our first QR codes where we actually put it on a print tab, so it went out to, 20-something million people, and it was with Martha Stewart Kitchen. And so what they had to do is they had exclusive content with Martha, giving her little pitch. And then what you could do is actually sign up for somebody to, you could, call Home Depot and they could talk to a kitchen designer and actually get the info, so they would call you back and you could, whatever.
I guess one of the major advantages of having a mobile website is having the ability to quickly change the code and make it accessible across all devices. Where does split testing and multivariate testing get involved in the process? Because I believe maybe there's an optimal point. Maybe someone's willing to put in their sex, but not their age, or put in, do you test all those different variables to see, like, maybe someone doesn't want to fill out an entire form, but maybe parts of a form, or maybe certain pieces of information they're willing to fill out?
So I can answer that. We just launched a platform for the mobile marketing pages. That's kind of a do-it-yourself platform. It launches a mobile web app out immediately. And if you were to take something like that, now if you build out an entire mobile website, that A/B testing is kind of difficult. But in that landing page scenario, you can do that. You can tie an SMS code, an email campaign, or a QR code to page 1, or A, and then do another one to page B, and then set those up in different locations, and then test what that driver is, what gets filled out, what doesn't get filled out quickly, without really messing with all that content and everything you've built on your main mobile website. It's just a landing page scenario. So
the promise of HTML5, and they're in the process of ratifying new features, and as they always are, but the promise is that you can write a website once, and then the website will be smart enough to know that it's a mobile device coming to it, or it's a laptop, or what size the screen is, and you don't have to write it 50 different ways. That's what HTML5 will do for us.
Excellent, thank you. Great job moderating tonight, Maury. Fascinating to hear all of that. It really is kind of still the wild, wild west in the mobile web, so that was brought home. Thank you for that. A lot to learn. And with that, we are done for tonight. Please go ahead and return your badges on the way out, and we'll see you here in April. Thanks, everybody.